What's up, guys? Hope everyone had an awesome Memorial Day weekend. So, I was trying to do this video live, but I only know how to go live when I'm broadcasting from my phone, and I can go live, but I wanted to screen share and have be down in the corner. Anyways, I'll figure that out. But I wanted to get this video up today because it's Monday, so it's a sales update video. I don't know about you, but I was quite surprised by the amount of sales and shopping on this holiday weekend. So I'm just gonna say this actually, it actually has been probably my best week to date on eBay, and also my best month. So, and I've had my best sale ever on eBay, so we'll get to that one. But let's start off. This first item is that last men's Patagonia R1 fleece that I had. The two black ones sold right away for $38 and $39, and this one took a little bit longer. It was a dark gray, and it went for, I accepted an offer, and I think it was like $36 maybe. So that was a good buy. This is a brand called Allegria. They make a lot of clogs similar to Dansko's, but they also make sandals too. I picked up these at it was a garage sale at an expo center, and I bought 2 pairs of these and a pair of Clarks. I paid $2, I think, and this was the last pair to go. These sold for $33.50, I believe. This was men's Umbro. This was a vintage Umbro track jacket, it's a soccer warm-up, and they seem to sell pretty good. And I love, sorry guys, I love Umbro because I have fond memories when I was a kid and played soccer. Umbro was super cool. I don't really know if it's still cool, but I always pick it up, and it always sells. Especially the old soccer shorts that are really bright colors. I thought that was a pair of Umbros right there. Anyways, that went for $29.99. Also, I want to say Friday, I went to my first good garage sale before I went thrifting. I was on my way to go thrifting, and my wife sent me an ad to a Facebook page for a garage sale that was not too far from the thrift store I was going to. And it looked like a lot of furniture. I actually just went there trying to find a bookshelf for my office. And the guy worked at Oakley, so he had a bunch of Oakley stuff that I got. And then I saw in the corner there was a Nintendo 64. I walked over there. Normally when I find 64s, they're kind of beat up, or they're missing cords. It's just the console and one controller, and they want a bunch of money. So I saw it, and it was really clean, and it had 2 controllers and both cords. So I asked the woman how much she wanted, and she said she had to call her husband. Well, I kind of tried to stay there without seeming too eager, but I didn't want anyone else to get it. So she got off the phone. Actually, while she was on the phone, I saw a case, and I was flipping through the case. Actually, I just kind of opened it up, and inside I saw a couple of gold cartridges, and then shut it. And she got off the phone, and she said, well, he said 60. I asked him if they would take 50, and she said yes. So I didn't even look at the games. There was 13, 14 games in there. I picked it all up and made sure I had it, and I asked if she had a bag. And when I got home, I started going through, and one of the games was GoldenEye. I listed all of I picked these up on Thursday. I listed them all on Friday. And so everything that sold from that bundle is just from this weekend. And GoldenEye was the first one. While I was testing these games, I plugged it in. I know a lot of people love this game. I don't know how you played shooters without two joysticks. I wouldn't even want to try. This was another item, Super Mario 64. This one went for $20, I believe. A lot of these I probably could have held out. I know I could have held out for a couple more bucks, but I was trying to flip the stuff as quickly as possible, and 20 was good. This one went for around the $20 range as well, and this is Gauntlet Legends. This is one of the hats that I got. I actually got 3 flex fits. There were 3 flex fits, even though one is only technically a flex fit. The other 2 were New Era 3930s, and then I got 1 snapback that I actually gave to a friend of mine. But the snapback, or the flex fits, all sold in the $15 range, but they go first class, so I paid $2 for the hats. Probably cost another $2.50 to ship, so I was into it for like 4 or 5, and they sold for $15, all the same weekend, so I was happy with that. This is an item that I actually got thrifting that day, and I was blown away because it's a vintage Woolrich wool flannel, but it was still new with tags. You can see the tag there and the tag there, and then there was one on the sleeve. I was really expecting to have this until winter, or at least fall. I wasn't expecting a wool flannel to sell right away, but I got an offer for $25, like within 24 hours, so I accepted it. This surprised me. I don't even remember what brand this was. I'm not sure if I have it listed, but it was just a Duke Blue Devils Crewneck. It sat for a while. This is one of those items that I did a sell similar on last night, actually, and it sold today for full asking price, $24.99. I think I picked this up for a couple bucks. This is the system that I bought. Like I said, I pieced out all the games, and the console I just put in a bundle with both controllers, and I paid $50 for the whole bundle. So my goal was just to get the money back from the console, and then all the games would be profit. And I listed it at $59.99. I got a bunch of lowball offers, and I got one person up to like just under $50, but I did calculated shipping, so I made a few bucks there, and basically got my money back on the console, and all the games will be profit. I actually ended up bundling both The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, both of the gold collector's edition cartridges. I bundled those together. I have them listed right now at $99.99, and I've seen comps sell in that price range, so we'll see. If I don't have luck, I probably should pull them down and send them into Amazon, because I believe Ocarina of Time was selling used on FBA. It was listed used on FBA at $140. So I'm probably gonna check like Camel or Keepa or something like that, and get an idea what that sale price has been over the last year. Or I could even pull it down and save it till Christmas time, and it definitely would go for more. So I will let you guys know how that goes and what I decide to do. This is a brand, another outdoor sporting goods brand. I think it's pronounced Anu, but it was a pair of women's like trail hiking running shoes. I picked these up at Goodwill for $3.99 or $4.99 and accepted an offer of $35 or $36, I believe. This is a pair of Bass Penelope. These were women's like penny loafer boating shoes. These were another item that I had for a while, and it's approaching the end of the month, and I had like 300 free listings still. So I went through most of my store, and I'm doing like 75 sell similars a night. So I do my normal listings, and then I will go through, and a lot of the older stale listings I just end, and then I hit sell similar instead of relist, and I've had a lot of luck. I'm not sure. I can't tell you whether that really affects the algorithm. To me, it makes sense because you're not relisting the same item. You're selling a similar item, and you're basically using that listing for the new one. And then also, if someone is searching a category and they hit newly listed, obviously your items will pop up. So it's a greater chance. It's a different route for people to end up in your store. And it worked. I sold these Bass penny loafers for $29.99. This is a pair of Nike Air Jordan As You Go White. Not like a super popular version or model. They weren't in particularly good shape. I think I got them at a Goodwill for $4 and had them for maybe a month. But these sold for, I think they sold for $24.99 actually. And this last item that I'm going to show you is my best flip on eBay. It's not the most profitable flip that I've had ever, but as far as eBay, this was a men's North Face that I picked up at the same Goodwill. It was on the rack at the front where they typically mark things up. Now, when I walked over, it had the tag, like they put, like, say all their shirts are $3.99, and then they want to mark something up, so they put a different tag and they write it on. It had one of those, and when I picked it up, it didn't actually have a price tag. It didn't have anything written on the tag. So I took it up, because they will usually give it to you at just the base price when that happens. And I said, you know, this isn't marked, what is it? And she said, oh, they must have forgot. They probably were going to put it at $10. And I kind of gave her a look, and she's like, well, how about $8? And I'm like, okay, $8 I'll do. And then it was Facebook Friday at this Goodwill, so I got 30% off. You know, I paid probably like $5 for it. And it was a North Face Gore-Tex parka. A parka is a winter jacket that's like a little bit longer than waist, and it has the waist or drawstring right here. So I knew it was a good buy. I didn't expect to sell it before it got cold. And I got home and I started searching comps. Comps are all over the place. And of course the tag was faded in the inside the coat, so I didn't have much to go on other than men's North Face Gore-Tex. But I ended up finding the exact same jacket, and I thought that they were doing kind of some questionable black hat tactics, because they used Supreme in the title, and I know that Supreme and North Face do collabs together, but this was not, to the best of my knowledge, this was not a Supreme collab. So I didn't want to go that route because I didn't think it was. But I did realize that it was a vintage North Face Gore-Tex. And so I figured I was going to swing for the fence and wait till winter. I threw it up at $124.99, and it sold within 3 minutes. It sold before I even got the next listing done. And the buyer didn't bother sending me an offer. He just purchased it at full price right away. And then I went out into the living room and I was talking to Michaela, and I was blown away. So I'm telling her the story, and then I come back in here to finish working, and I start thinking like, oh man, what if he doesn't pay? And then within an hour, he paid, and I've had no issues. So that was super exciting. $5 to $125. I have had some more profitable flips on Amazon, like books. I picked up a book for $1.49 and it sold for $104. But actually, after Amazon fees, I think I profited like $82. There was another time where I was at a flea market, and there was a box of micro cassette, like the little cassettes that you put into an answering machine, and they were 3-packs like this big. And they were marked at like $1 a piece. I wasn't sure how many were in there, and I wasn't anywhere. I was out in the middle of nowhere, so I didn't have service. I couldn't scan them. But I decided to take a chance. I asked the guy what he wanted for the box of them, and he said $5. And I'm like, okay, so I give him $5, and then we leave. And when I got back to where I had service, I scanned them, and they were going for, because these were all new, they were going for like $9.50 a piece, 3-pack. And I ended up counting them, and there was over 40 in there. So the profit on each was like $5.50. So that was a pretty good one. I made somewhere around $2.25. But as far as eBay, this is my best flip. Definitely, the fleeces, I find more often and I sell. But when you find a men's North Face Gore-Tex, it's definitely worth it. The first one I sold, it wasn't vintage, and it had stains on it, and it still went for like the 75 range. But anyways, that's it. That's all I picked out of my solds. It's been a busy week and I have a lot